Well guys, I know we just got this car, but we're already on our way to buy some stuff for it. Oh, my truck just shut off. So yeah, we got everything. I got my wood, I got my straps, and I got my Mountain Dew. We're gonna hop in the truck and we're gonna go for a really long drive. You ready to sit in the truck for 4 hours?
Not really.
Oh, me neither. Whatever. Let's do it. Wait, do I got the money? Yeah, I got the money. So get this. What I'm picking up is actually another motor. I know I already have 3, but this one's special. This motor is a 2JZ GE non-VVTi, and this specific motor is out of an MK4 Supra. I believe it's like a 1993. These motors are starting to get popular because they do, in fact, have forged internals. It's higher compression, but it's still forged internals. So they have the same rods as the 2JZ GTE, the thick johns, not the little weak ones that come in the i300 motor. So that's a plus. So hopefully those puppies can hold like, I don't know, 700 horsepower, 600 horsepower, which I'm not aiming for, but yeah, so we're picking up this motor, first of all, because it's really cheap, and second of all, it has a rear sump on it. Rear sumps are worth a lot of money. So the amount of money that I'm gonna pay for, I could pretty much get back if I just sell the rear sump oil pan. The guys give me a really good deal. Yes, I have to drive 120 miles to pick it up. No, I don't really care, but we're gonna be sitting in the truck for a long time, and I'll catch up with you guys when we get there. All right guys, we're here. We got the 2J right here. Thanks a lot, Chris.
How you doing?
Chris actually has an MK4 Supra that he just took this out of, and he put a 2J in there, a real 2J. He's got twin turbos, non-VVTi, doing everything right here, Chris. I love it. So beautiful.
I got to this point from having that in 4 days.
So he said he pretty much stacked parts for a year and a half. He's got all the good stuff in it. He's got freshly rebuilt turbos. I see radium stuff over here. I see, he said 1200cc injectors. This guy spared no expense on this car at all. And she is a Supra and she deserves it.
It'll still be slow.
No, I'm pretty sure you're gonna make some good power on this. He's got all the good stuff. Powerhouse pulleys. Man, beautiful car. Beautiful car. Thank you very much for the motor. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with it. So get this, I wasn't prepared to buy another motor, but I gotta get it out of my truck because I need my truck for something else, and I don't have an engine hoist. I'm gonna try my best to use the driveway to make the truck lower, and we're gonna try to like sketchily load this on the engine stand. So now I'm just taking stuff off of it, trying to make it lighter, I guess. We're just gonna wing it. Long story short, we're gonna have to wing it. I might pull off the AC compressor real quick to power our steering real quick. The alternator real quick, just pull them off real quick to save another 30-40 pounds. But yeah, I just took this old ass header off, and we're just gonna have to do, wow, look at the clouds. Okay guys, so in my head, this works. Check this out. Like a glove. It took all hands on deck and I didn't have anywhere to put the camera, but basically all we did was just pushed it off, because since it's a rear sump, the front of the motor was held up by this 2x4 to keep it level. I took the 2x4 out, and then all the weight was on the stand, and then we literally just pushed it right out into the garage. Piece of cake. The more that I look at it, there's a lot of goodies on this motor that he didn't really put in the post. Of course he did. He put the clutch in the post. That clutch is called an ACT Street Strip Disc Clutch. It's sprung. It's not a 6-puck, so it's not like super aggressive, but it's a really good clutch. And that clutch sells for about $450 on Drift Motion. This flywheel is called a Comp Clutch Flywheel. They go for about $295 on Drift Motion. So this clutch is for a W58, so Maybe I'll just have to get a W58 transmission for this motor. The next thing I noticed, it has HPS silicone hoses on it. These are the heater core hoses. They go for, I don't know, about 50 bucks. And then the radiator hoses for the top and the bottom, they go for about 127 bucks. It has this, it's like, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's called the Mazir electric water pump. So this pulley right here is just a dummy pulley, just to keep your belt the same. And it has a plug for an electric water pump. These are mostly used in drag applications. This water pump goes for about $450. I don't really care much for it, so I'll probably sell that, put a normal water pump on there. It also came this pretty badass alternator. This is a 240 amp Mechman alternator. I think Jay-Z's come with like a 90 amp. So this is a really good upgrade. These go for about, I think they go for about $400 brand new. This motor, since it came out of a Toyota Supra, does have a rear sump oil pan. These oil pans are highly sought after. They're worth a lot of money. This oil pan goes between $500 and $600. Crazy. Another thing I noticed is it has this blocks sandwich plate on it, and it also comes with a few sensors. It has an oil pressure sensor and an oil temperature sensor. The pressure sensor goes for about 50 bucks. Temperature sensor goes for about 20. And I think the sandwich plate goes for about 30. Yeah, I think that's about it. So what we're just gonna do is we're just gonna throw a 1J head on here and make it a 1.5J. But before I yank this 2J head off, I'm gonna compression test it. So I'm in the process of taking the throttle body off. Got the throttle body down here. I'm gonna pull off all the plugs, then we're just gonna compression test it, see what she's doing. So let me get all this stuff off and then I'll get back with you. What's up guys, I just got everything taken apart. The spark plugs are out. I got the compression tester in cylinder number 1. I'm not sure if it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that's how I'm gonna talk about it. We're on cylinder number 1. I got my boy Robert here. So all I did is I got a battery, I got a ground just going somewhere, intake manifold, and then I got the power going to the starter. I got the starter bolted in. I have it on the stand. And then what I did is I actually plugged the harness plug in, and then I went all the way over and found the plug with my multimeter. It's right here. I got a wire stuck in there, so I'm just tapping this wire right on the positive side of the battery to engage the starter. So we're gonna start this compression test. I looked it up online. There should be about 180 across the board. So it looks like we got 190 on cylinder number 1.
I mean, what would it mean if it was holding compression that high?
No, it's fine. Well, because these are 10-to-1 pistons, so it should be high. I just didn't know it was gonna be that high. Because I looked it up online. They said healthy is between 170 and 180. So what was that?
190.
190? We'll just say 190.
190?
We'll see cylinder number 2. If anything's around the same, I'll be happy. Here you go, Rob.
Thanks, buddy.
We got 180.
180.
Number 2, perfect. Here's number 3.
There's something wrong with this.
No. No.
I don't know. I feel like his meter is kind of fucked up.
I feel like it is too, but let's just do the rest and then we'll come back to this one. That's a 90.
On a good day.
Fuck, bro. Did not want to have to pull this motor apart.
What do you think was gonna happen?
Well,
you're gonna slap a big old turb ski on it and call it a day?
I was literally gonna take this head off, put my 1J head on here, just put 15 pounds of boost right in there. 4.
Yeah. Doesn't mean shit, bro. We got a dead cylinder. Okay. Okay, what's worst case scenario?
No, I fucking idea. Until I pull it, because I don't want to pull the head off because I want to maybe just do a leak down test on it just to make sure that the problem, to make sure where the problem's at. Could be in the head. Number 6.
Don't listen to me. Okay, please don't take my arm off. This one was a little bit more hesitant, but it held. It held.
Doesn't matter. I see over 180. Okay. Let's go back to what? What was that? Number 3?
Number 3.
You motherfucker.
Then maybe it's just the head, like what you're saying. Maybe the valve is toast. Would that make sense?
I don't know, bro.
Like from what he told you?
I never built a motor. I know about motors, but I never built one before, so.
This is technically an engine. The motor's electric.
Fuck up. So we did cylinder number 3 again, and it looks like we can't get past 120. So I'm pretty bummed. We're gonna have to figure out the problem. Okay guys, I just did a few minutes of research, and what it said is if everything is good and there's like one cylinder with low compression, they said try pouring a tiny bit of oil in the cylinder, putting it back in, and running the numbers again. He said what that will do is if your compression goes up, that means cylinder walls or the rings are a little weak. And they said if it stays the same, that means you have a problem like with one of your valves. So let's see what this thing says. I'm gonna crank it real quick. And then we'll do some more research. Okay, now it's crazy high. So the oil did do something. So I don't know when the last time this motor was ran, but I couldn't fire it up, and they said you should do this warm, but I did it cold. So I don't really know what to think. I'm gonna do some research and see if it's okay to run an engine with a low compression cylinder. Hey guys, welcome back. So as you guys saw, the 2J that I bought has low compression in cylinder number 3. The plan was to bolt the non-VVTi 1JZ head onto the 2JZ block and just put a fat toe on it and run it. I got this JZ swap kit. I'm super stoked about it. Shout out to Brandon, thank you for hooking me up on that. We do have a 1J, so I'm thinking about, we're just gonna throw the 1J in there right now. The head isn't on the block, but I could just set it on there. Just, you know, I wanna see it all bolted in there because this is the most exciting part of the build. It needs some motivation, guys. I need some motivation. We have everything outside, ready to go. So let's go check it out. Here it is, guys. JZ conversion kit for this old girl right here. So, let me tell you what we got. We have this W58 with the tripod shifter. This came out of a 1994 MK4 Supra. So it already has a JZ bell housing on it. So this right here, this is called the Tech 2 JZ swap kit. This came off of Brandon's S13, and it's got a relocated rack, so it's pushed forward. So that's super cool for our angle kit. We have these bolt to the side of the engine block, and then we have these excessive manufacturing engine mounts that will bolt right onto these bad boys. I gotta find a nut for them because I noticed it's missing. And this is an R154 mount that comes with the Tech 2 kit, but I don't think it'll work for my W58. So I sourced one of these used. It's an excessive manufacturing W58 or R154 mount because it has all these different holes. So hopefully all this working together will get a JZ in the car. And right here, this may not look like much, but this is a 1JZ VVTi front sump. Single turbo, OEM, everything's stock. It's in a bag because it was sitting in the back of my truck for like a week and I didn't know what to do with it. So I was just like, you know what, I don't have any room for it, so we're just gonna throw this in the car. But the parts are everywhere. The whole intake, cams are right there, the head is right here. Like, it's everywhere. We got a box of parts right here, it's all in bags. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this cross member in the car, and then yeah, we're just gonna sit this motor in there so we can get it out of all that plastic, and we can get it in the engine bay. We'll throw the hood on and we can look at it every time we start getting discouraged. Man, this motor kind of turned into a shelf. So this here, this is the non-VVTi 2J out of a 93, I believe, Supra. It has the Supra forged internals in there, high compression, 10-to-1, and it has this distributor. But that's why I wanted to get rid of this head. Throw my 1J head on there, and then we got ourselves a 1.5J. This motor right here has a rear sump, so I can't put it in the car just yet until I change out this sump. But luckily, since I have JZs everywhere, I have a front sump on here ready to roll with the strainer, all the bolts, ready to roll. So all I gotta do is bolt that on my 1.5J and we're good. We're gonna make this happen eventually, whether it's gonna be now or 6 months from now. We're gonna make this happen. Not really sure what I want to do this virus stuff. All the machine shops are kind of closed for now. Let's get this cross member in the car. I'm gonna set up the time lapse. We're gonna get into the car. We're gonna unbolt this. We're gonna, for now, we're gonna leave this rack with the car. We're not gonna take it off, but we are gonna get it rebuilt eventually. So hopefully this is universal for left and right hand drive. If not, then we're super fucked. Okay guys, so quick comparison of what these two cross members look like together. Here's the KASR one, and then there's the Tech 2 JZ one. As you can see, they brought these down a lot, and the angles changed on them a little bit, but that's just to match the mounts. So we're gonna clean the new one up. We're gonna clean it up, and then, wow. That's how much my boy dirt drops at Grange. Dang, Brandon. We're gonna get these cleaned up. We'll throw it back in. It's crazy the difference of the relocated rack. You see it? It's probably like, I don't know, looks like almost an inch. There we go, much better. Looks brand new. Well, it looks super thrown in there, but the main reason for this is just to make sure that it fits, see what kind of clearance issues we're running into, which is none. But the thing that I did notice is that oil pan sits lower than the subframe, so we'll probably run into a problem sooner or later. But everything fits good. It looks like we got a lot of room here for depends what we got here, OEM turbo manifold or a big single. It looks like we got enough room here for an exhaust. So yeah, we got enough room. More room than my Lexus, that is. We also got this aluminum radiator. It's pretty much just temporary. It works for now. We also got the JZ water neck, the one that just it's cut right here. So we could just do a coolant hose like that. This is a KA radiator. SR radiator, that it's over here, then you'd have to run the super long hose. I know people notch their core support, sit the radiator forward a little bit because there's extra room. We can fit some bigger fans in here. Man, this motor is in rough shape, but it's in. Yeah, at first it wasn't going in straight, it was going in super crooked because we had it in this set of holes, these two, and then there was two more in between, and it wasn't fitting, it was crooked, and we're like, what the hell? But I knew Brandon had a 1J in his car, and I knew it worked for him, so I know it was gonna work for me. So we figured it out, we moved it back a set of holes, and our motor's straight. We still gotta find the bolts for the tranny, we gotta find the bolts for the cross member, but the motor is in, and it looks good. It looks like it just fits right in there. This motor sits really low with this Tech 2 kit, almost on the cross member. Hey, we 1J swap boys for now. With this we can run stock harness, stock ECU, which I already have. But if we do the 1.5J, we're gonna have to get an aftermarket ECU and an aftermarket harness. So either we do it this way, it only costs us, I don't know, $1,500 to get the motor built back to spec, and then this one is probably gonna cost, I don't know, $3 grand, so we can get the right harness and the right ECU and the right tune, and then we gotta get all the parts, head gasket, stuff like that, and cylinder 3 has low compression, so I got a lot to think about. But for now, we got this motor in, and you guys know what's going in here, some type of JZ, and we're gonna figure it out. I'm excited, I really am, because this gives me more hope. It looks like a mess to you, but to me, it looks like progress. So now we can move on to other things. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I know it was kind of all over the place, but we got a lot done to the car. It's coming along pretty good, and still got a lot more parts for this thing. Now we're gonna move back to the interior. We got some cool cool stuff we're working on with that. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys want to see more of these videos on the 180SX. I've been working really hard on it, and I'm gonna keep working. So if you want to, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified every time I put out a new video. I'm gonna start cranking on this car. We're gonna get it rolling. Hopefully we can get the motor in soon. But that's all I got for now for the engine. But don't worry guys, we're gonna be back. I'll see you next time.